I believe there is a pre-judgment on the Arab media before it started. That is anti-West and anti-European in general. But I think this is not just a criticism, because any judgment must be based on fact. And I believe, especially on the European issue, really the Arab media is helping a lot of introducing the European Union and other countries to the Arab viewers. The attitude, anti-American attitude, is justified. The question of Iraq, Palestine, and these media must reflect the mood in the society. So I don't think that any other media, the American media is better in equality from the Arab media compared to the Arab media. So I believe it's Arab media doing its job. It is not perfect, but certainly doing a good job. And with this new atmosphere of competition, we have more reasonable reporting, more logical, more balanced reporting.
Probably Al Hurra will send a message, say ourselves, Al Arabiya will send another message, a third station will send another message. So the people will have the opportunity. The people are clever enough, really, like to analyze the situation. I mean, they are living in this for ages now, I mean, they'll take this piece of news, this piece of news, and this will encourage, in fact, the search for the truth, because everybody wants to prove that they have the truth. So this will encourage, I think, if you like, the springing up of different stations will help, if you like, whether the West or here they appear, those stations, will help the competition. I have the truth and I have to prove it. The others have the truth, they have to prove it, and so on. So I wouldn't talk about balancing, because if we say balancing, we are editorializing. We are saying that we are not balanced here, No, we are balanced from our point of view, Now, I think we complete each other,
The content of Al Hurra is not 100% acceptable in the Arab world when they call the resistance in the Palestinian territories as a terrorist, and when they call certain groups in Iraq, they call all the resistance in Iraq as a terrorist. But in fact, Arab world understand that there is a part of terrorism in Iraq, but besides that, there is a part of resistance to the American occupation, as they are calling it. So I don't think that Al Hurra will get this big influence, or they will find, a good part of followers in the Arab world. They will not find this that much.
Al Hurra is like any other station now. Because they thought they will make a difference, but I think because now we have hundreds of Arabic stations, private and state-owned, so Al Hurra became like a state-owned station, speaking a different point of view, and sometimes it's the same. I can't see a big difference between Al Hurra and any other Arabic station. Some of the message is biased and exactly conveys the American point of view, and this is all the Arabs hate it. And some cultural programs, I have seen some good cultural programs in Al Hurra, which I like to watch, and these programs you could find them in BBC, you could find them in MBC, in Al Jazeera, wherever.
The question of any media is the credibility. And the credibility of the American SOA or the radio or the television, the Al Hurra, is related to the United States credibility. So nobody really divorcing the credibility of these media, American media, from the reality it is owned by the American government and financed by the American Congress. So I don't think that this sort of counter strategy from the United States change the perception of the people. It might have a very little impact, but I don't think there is a major development here.
They are claiming to be free, but does they got this credibility in the Arab world? They are destined to the Arab world. I think if you ask anyone in the street about Al Hurra, he will he will connect this channel with the Americans. He will call it the American channel, not the independent channel, because they come, with program to change the Arab world through this channel. But even if they got a good values, even if they try to do something good, their credibility in the Arab world is not there. They will not find a reaction or a feedback. People, they are watching Al Hurra just to say how Americans thinking and how they are trying to change them, and then the resistance of this change will be more strong than before.
So good programs in Al Hurra are good, and biased programs are not followed by anybody. And the Arabs know this is a station that is conveying an American point of view.
Al Hurra is obviously reflecting the views of the US government. So it's just what the BBC somehow is tight connected to the British Foreign Office, the government. So why do we complain about Al Hurra when we have the BBC? So if people think Al Hurra is good and it delivers the news the way they like it, let them watch it. I don't see it wrong, but I just think the effect is very minimum.